All right. It's that time. It's time for Beyond Sight and Sound. Let's do this.
Are you looking for a high-quality beach and sand scoop? Are you trying to take your hunting to the extreme? How about an American-based company that stands behind their product and everything they sell? Then check out our friends over at XTREME Scoops. John has been making scoops for some time now and makes a quality beach and sand scoop to take your hunting to the next level. XTREME Scoops recently released their new sand shredder that works great in the water and on the beach. And if you're a new Equinox user, you may want to check out his Surfmaster X3 that can trap those small targets you new Equinox users are finding out there. XTREME Scoops' company approach is let's do it right. So do it right, buy it once, and go to the extreme. XTREMEScoops.com. That's XTREME scoops.com.
Caution. Please do not operate motor vehicles or power equipment while under the influence of this show. Listening to this show could cause side effects such as bouts of laughter, violent binges of cabin fever, and even dreams of silver and gold. Please be advised. Now that the fine print is out of the way, on with the show.
All right, we're back and we're live, maybe, once again. So hopefully if the audio is coming through okay, shout out, holler if you hear me. We're hoping that everything is going all right. So we'll see. We'll give it a few seconds here. Looks like on my end, everything is operating properly. Yeah. All right. Shout out from Scott there in the chat. Awesome. Thank you, Aggie. Ohio Relic Hunter. Nice. Hey, there we go. Steve Z in the house. How's it going, buddy? All right, so I guess step one, check. Everybody can hear. Well, unfortunately, I guess we'll start out with, first we'll shout out to those in the chat. We've got Aggie, we've got Barb, the Bills, Paul, Nelson, Steve Z up there in Canada. How's it going, my friend? Actually, we've got a little announcement about Steve here on the show tonight. And obviously Scott coming in from Midwest Treasure Hunters. Make sure and check out his Facebook group over there. Great group of people. Scott is definitely tearing things up with the Amphibio Multi. Does very good. He's really clicked with that machine. Okay. So, I think I'm kind of caught up with the names. Links in the description. First and foremost, Shooters and Prospectors, and man with the plan, Chuck Smalley, the dealer of choice, the dealer we like to plug here on the show. Our friends over at XTREME Scoops, our friends over at DETECTEES.com, Ken, Mark, Darth, Buddy, and the gang, doing a great job with the Beyond Sight and Sound apparel, as well as the Dirt Pirates swag. You know, Barb's got the Dirt Pirates detecting group, and recently, the last couple of months, the Find of the Month contest winners have been receiving Dirt Pirates t-shirts. How cool is that? Nice. Mark's in as well, coming in from Idaho, I believe. I think. I don't know. I'm still kind of out of things right now. Our friends over at XP Team USA website group on Facebook, their podcast. You can find their YouTube channel through their website, or search YouTube for XP Team USA, and you'll find it over there. Also, the link to their blogs. And we've got two other links in the description tonight. We will get to those. They are down in the bottom of the description, and when the episode gets shared over to YouTube later tonight after the show or sometime tomorrow, we will make sure to include those links that we'll cover here in a little bit over on the description in the YouTube archive as well. So, I do believe I've got all the links out of the way. Man, I don't know. Am I getting a little rusty? I see Ohio Relic Hunter was obviously first into the chat running the studio cam. Apparently the communication feed on that was not harmed with all the weather activity that we've had. I see Larry's in. Welcome to Larry. Oh, first time listener. Nice. Nice. Welcome aboard, Larry. Very friendly group of listeners in here. They're always friendly, helpful people in the chat. Welcome aboard. Good to see you. Roger's in from the Dayton Diggers. I did see that he dropped in. Hopefully I have not... looks like Miss Tam is in the house. Can't forget, gotta make sure to mention her. And I did see earlier in the chat that Bill was posting that apparently Barb called him a name. She almost beat him into the chat. Interesting. Either way, yeah, maybe I'm getting a little rusty. Who knows? We'll see what happens. Obviously, we are back. We are live once again. You are listening to Beyond Sight and Sound, metal detecting and treasure hunting radio for all the really cool digging people out there. Here on Wednesdays, here on Sundays, live at 8 p.m. Eastern, or as close to it as we can get. Weather, not blowing us off the air. Hopefully. And, powers to be willing. Obviously, we're here on Spreaker. We do have our archives spread all out the internet through many various podcast distribution services, such as iTunes, iHeart, many of the other distribution services. And you can find some of those on YouTube. Not all of them, but some of them. Search for Ohio Metal Detecting, search for Beyond Sight and Sound. Either way, you should be able to find it. You will see the profile picture on YouTube is the same as the cover art for the channel. The logo on the Beyond Sight and Sound page, it's pretty recognizable. You've all seen it. You all recognize it, hopefully. And we do share some of those archives over to YouTube. Those will share with a link that leads everybody right back here to Spreaker. That way, if you are interested in hearing more, you can always come back, search through the who knows how many episodes on Spreaker now at this point. I really don't know. It's a lot of them. That's alright, though. That's alright. So anyway, why is the show titled Back from Oz, hopefully? Why is there a very ominous looking picture of a tornado? I didn't really announce anything on the Beyond Sight and Sound page, or, well, not even a whole lot on my timeline. But as many of you have noticed, we've been running archives for the last week. Memorial Day, actually that night, we had quite a nasty batch of storms come through and an F3 touched down here in our city. Actually, I want to say about 4 blocks from us. So it missed us, thankfully. It did miss us. But it caused quite a bit of problems with communications. Internet, power, Skype, cell phones, landlines, the whole gamut. I want to say, I believe I heard at some point in the cleanup effort that the tornadoes in the area had destroyed more than 5 miles of power line that had to be replaced, 35 utility poles. A number of homes were damaged. Some were complete and total losses. There was one storm-related fatality. Unfortunately, that was a family member of Tam's. So it's been an interesting week, to say the least. With the communications being down and all of that, we figured we were better off just to go ahead and run archives. Because in situations like this, even if they get the power back on, which they did get ours on about 5-6 hours after the tornado struck, while they're trying to get everyone else back onto the grid, that means intermittent power outages for those that are already back on the grid. I see that looks like Chuck has joined in as well. Welcome aboard. So that leaves intermittent power outages, and communications were also intermittent. Some nights Skype would work, sometimes it wouldn't. Same with the cell phones. A lot of calls being dropped, a lot of heavy data usage, things of that nature. So we figured we'd err on the side of caution. We'd just go ahead and roll with archives until hopefully all the bugs were worked out as far as trying to get everybody back on the system. I believe there's, I don't know, I may misquote. I want to say that there are still, we're talking at least 2 or 3 dozen structures in the area that are still without power due to the fact that those structures are too badly damaged at this point to restore power to them at this point. As repairs are made, I'm sure power will be restored back to them as well. And we do hope so. Like I said, we got lucky, but sure, we were inconvenienced. We had to fire up the generator, make sure that we stayed dry, that our pumps kept working. We were out of power for a little while. But we can count our blessings and consider ourselves lucky because other people lost everything. It's unfortunate, but it is that time of the year. And we have had quite a bit of storm activity since. Ohio was really tore up. Actually, that cell of storms did quite a number across the country. Really something else. I know even after it caused enough trouble out west, there, say, Illinois, Iowa, areas, Indiana, areas like that, it caused plenty of trouble here in Ohio. And as it continued on across to the East Coast, it continued to just wreak havoc, basically. That line of storms was just a train wreck. Very, very terrible. And I see that Tam did put the information in the chat of how she had lost that family member. Definitely an unfortunate way to go. But there were a lot of good things as well. A lot of the community did pitch in to help their fellow neighbor. Things like that. One of the first things that were done was there was a group of people going around picking up the displaced pets to try and find them shelter, a place to stay. Red Cross was in town pretty much right away, and immediately, as soon as the power went off the grid and the tornado touched down, they did put out the call to anyone that could provide additional resources, whether they were first responders, EMTs, fire personnel, police, whatever, from any possible area. So we certainly appreciate everyone that played their part, because as many of you know here on the show, we do definitely hold a high regard to those that are firefighters, servicemen and women, first responders, EMTs, police. You all do a very good job, and it is appreciated. So, obviously, we figured that tonight we would go ahead and do open lines. That way we can check and make sure that the audio stays stable. Obviously, we don't want to be blown off the net halfway through the show or something and have some sort of an issue like that. So hopefully that does not happen and the power does stay strong, so to speak. And hopefully Skype maintains as well. The call lines are open, 419-549-5744, because we do also need to check those as well and make sure that Skype is responding in its proper fashion. And then hopefully in the coming shows, we will start to get back to business as usual. I had planned on doing some archives to try and catch up on some things around here that need some attention, but the tornado kind of threw a wrench in things. So we have gotten attention paid to some of those things that were going on around here. We'll try to fit the other ones in between shows or whatever. But hopefully that's the last of back-to-back archives for a little bit. We'll see what happens. So, speaking of upcoming shows, you do see that Steve is in the chat, obviously up there in Canada, and not real sure. We're still working out the details, but maybe, possibly, because we have to wait for some other details to come to light on his end. But possibly we will be having him on the show next month. I can't give you an exact date yet. Possibly around the middle of July, maybe later. Who knows? We'll wait and see. But we do have him tentatively scheduled to come back on the show. Steve is, well, I'm sure Steve probably is. I am also very excited. People may have noticed before we went live, probably within 10 minutes of the show going live, I did make a post on the Beyond Sight and Sound page that I then shared to the Metal Detecting Beyond Sight and Sound Facebook group, the Equinox users Facebook group, AT Max users, CTX 3030 users, all of that, of a post that Steve has made to announce the upcoming release of his new book. Been working on it for quite a while. And once we are closer to that release, Steve would like to come on to the show and speak about it. And maybe even some of the other things that he's been up to recently, because it has been a while since we've had Steve on the show. So very excited about that. Definitely looking forward to sitting down with Steve again. And really looking forward to what is in the book, because it's going to be a great book, I'm sure. In projects like this, obviously, it takes time. A lot of effort goes into that sort of thing, and he's been working on this for quite some time. So congratulations to Steve. Everybody in the chat, throw him a congratulations there. Definitely very, very cool. And very, very pleased to hear that he is close to the release of his book. And we wish him the best of luck with it. Much success. Hopefully it does very, very well. And I'm sure it will. I'm sure it's going to be a good book. Those that have been fortunate enough to know or speak with Steve know that he is a very, very good guy. Definitely honored to be able to call him friend. So very, very cool. Congratulations. And obviously, we can rest assured that we'll even hear about some of his ring recoveries in the book, the way it sounds, because it is titled The Ring Finder. I see that Chuck says, "Oh, signed copies." Well, I'm sure it will be a good book, and if you go and check out Steve's timeline, or the Beyond Sight and Sound page, or the previously mentioned groups, you will be able to find that post. You'll be able to see a cover photo of the book there, as well as the link to his new website. And I believe you may even get just a little teaser, a little bit of what you can possibly expect to see in the book. It looks like, let's see here, hopefully, I do have, I think I've got a caller on with us. Let's see. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. No, I don't. Yeah, I do. No. Are you there, caller? No, apparently he is not. Maybe we have lost him. Yeah, I do believe so. I do believe that's what happened. Let's see here. We will try to get them back in and see what happens there. Hopefully we can. I'm not real sure how the communications are going to work out, but we'll see. Alright. Looks like maybe. No. Yeah, we've definitely got a little bit of a hiccup there yet. We'll work with it though. And we'll see what happens.
Hello.
Wait a minute. Alright, I think I've got him.
Yep, it came through. Well, you called me back.
Well, yeah, I think I actually just missed your call, so I figured I'd pull you back in.
There you go. Well, it rang for quite a while, and then I thought, well, I'll give him a call, see if it's working. And then when you said you lost me, I hung up, and it rang quite a while. So it's working now, evidently, because it rang back.
Good.
And Bill says, ask if my phone lines are full of water. That's a possibility.
Well, hey, I'll tell you what. Ours may be as well. And you out there in Illinois, I'm sure you've probably been following that sort of stuff too for your general area. I know here, for our general area in Ohio, our annual average rainfall is right around 35 inches a year. And by Memorial Day, we have already hit more than 29 of the 35.
Yeah, we are in the same area you are, and it just keeps coming, but these storm systems are smaller just to the south of us today, though.
I'm all right with that.
Southeast Iowa got hammered by big hail.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so, we've been getting a lot of hail here as well, unfortunately. Thankfully, no vehicle damage or structural damage.
Well, they had that, evidently, so that's too bad. And then Burlington, just to the south of us, like Davenport, their HESCO barriers or seawalls collapsed and flooded the downtowns, and the river's back up on a roar again. We're still in massive flood stage here. Roads have been closed for quite a while. We've got washouts, and then those storms came through, and they developed into we had one tornado about 5 miles just east of our town here, skipping along that night that you guys got hit, and it reformed. That system enhanced itself and then made it through Indiana and into Ohio, and that was the same system they were talking about it that had come through us.
Yeah, once it hit Ohio, it just slammed everything around.
It did. So, and we were in the middle of a call, and their county's telling me you got a tornado near you, and I'm like, oh, great. And we could actually see that tornado from where we were. We're prairie land here. We're flat over here on this side, and we could see it. And it was at the distance skipping along.
Right, which...
but we had multiple lightning strikes. We had 3 transformers burning, and a house that had been hit, and I was getting thin on crews, and I had to bring in extra crews in from surrounding communities just checking things.
Right.
And it's been like that for everybody that's in this zone.
Yeah, absolutely. Which reminds me, the image that's included in tonight's show was taken by someone here in the community. That was a photo of the tornado that hit us. Very ominous looking picture. I'm just glad it didn't hit directly our house.
Well, and as you and I chatted a couple days after that, and I knew about Tam's uncle and condolences, and that's.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. First of 2 family members this week.
Yeah, but on a better side, let's talk about Steve's book. He should call in. Tell us about the book when it's coming out, dude.
Right? He is very excited about it the way it sounds, and I am also very excited.
I saw the copy, and he PM'd me, and we've been chatting there, and I'm probably going to carry his book I'll get it out on the West Coast and here and see what we can carry, and he didn't respond too much to my thing there, signed books to everybody in the chat.
Right? Nice.
Oh, he's trying to get in too, and he can't get through the line. Josh, you just typed that up.
Well,
hey, Scotty's on.
Let
Scott
me
Treckler.
see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did see that Scott Treckler was in there from Midwest Treasure Hunters. He's really tearing things up with that amphibio.
Oh, yes, he is.
He's doing quite well with it.
In the 800.
Right.
So I can back off the line if you need room on the line.
Well,
Get Steve in. He's calling right now, he says, Josh.
yeah, that's interesting. Apparently, I'm still having some little bit of issues with the Skype lines, but I will see if I can possibly track him down and pull him in. We should have plenty of room. It's just actually getting him. Let's see here. I'll have to see if he was trying to call us from his cell phone or what he was trying to call us from.
Yeah.
I'm not real sure. Let me see here. Yeah. Okay. I know how he was trying to get to us now. So let's see if we can find him. And we will see if we can add him. It may take a few minutes, though. It sounds like it took us a little bit to get to you with whatever this hiccup is that they're still working out of the communications. I think we've got him. How is it going, Steve?
Good. I got through. Or you got through to me.
Right. Either way, we're making it work. If you can't get to us, we'll reach out and touch you.
Chuck, are you trying to make me broke?
Oh.
Are you trying to break me before I'm even out of the gate?
Yeah. Why not? I'm broke. What the heck?
Well, I know
Well,
with
when
the
I come
tornado
on,
coming, I'm broke.
Well, I'll tell you what we should do then. Mark Hoover should buy us all a copy from you.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
there
Well,
you go.
I'm gonna send out some copies, and I'm gonna come on the show, and we're gonna give out a free copy to, or maybe a few free copies to the callers.
Oh, well, I guess they're going to have to tune in.
Gonna have to tune in.
Catch that. I'll see if I can catch that.
We'll have to have Chuck on that night. It'll be great.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, I'm heading to England this fall, buddy.
Apparently I am. Apparently I might be too.
Good. Where are you going to be? And when? You
Uh,
going to be over there in October?
For the, what's it called, Detectiveville or whatever it is.
Detective
Ball. I'm going over to Colchester with Chicago Ron.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Nice.
I was just looking at his posts last week of them finding those, some of the stuff they're finding in those fields is incredible.
Oh, yeah. And I know Chuck has definitely been wanting to get over there with Ron sometime. So that's good to see, kind of getting that one off of the list.
Yes. And then it's back next summer, and I was going to get all of Mark Hoover. I'm going to have a 6-day, 7-day trip open to people. I'll be able to take up to 10 to Nome, Alaska, and we'll be hunting tailings.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
And that'll be early August.
See, now that's the awesome thing. Chuck's always out having all the adventures. I'm always stuck here behind the broadcaster, but at least I get to hear the stories, because he's always got such great stories about the trips.
Oh, that up there is that is so cool up there, and I think Ronnie DeGhetto is going to be going, and a couple other. And Mark, I would take you in a heartbeat, buddy, and I'll get you on the list, and we'll hook up. It's not a cheap trip, but I've literally paid for several trips with a detector and then some on some of the tailing. When you start pulling 1.5 to 3 ounce nuggets, you get one of those a trip and a bunch of small ones, and figure out what a large nugget's worth. If it's got some beauty to it, they sell rather well. You can sell them and make some money. You can stop in Anchorage, go right to the Alaska Mint, and he'll buy them.
Yeah, it may not
Wow.
be a cheap trip, but that being said, you may find that you get lucky enough that your trip pays for itself and then some.
That's right.
Do you have any problems with bears up there?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, he does.
I'm not going to lie to you, they're there, and we've had a couple run-ins over the years, nothing major, but folks, I'm carrying, and generally the lead bike's got a 12 gauge, and there's a couple of 44s in the group, and for the most part, and sometimes it's not the bears, the muskox take disliking to you too. They run out in front of you, and there's caribou, and I mean it's beautiful country, but nobody has ever had a major problem with them. It's just you have to be aware of your surroundings all the time. It'd
Right.
be just like being in Chicago.
Right. And for those for those who don't know or may have missed it, if they go back to the YouTube channel of Ohio Metal Detecting and search through there, they will find a small video clip called Beyond Sight and Sound Highlights, Wildlife Encounters. And I don't know.
Really?
Maybe we can even get Chuck to share that story with us again tonight. But that clip, that story is in its entirety on the YouTube channel. It's like a 4 or 5 minute clip, but a very, very good story of a wildlife encounter that he had while he was up in Alaska.
I've had several of them, and some leave you. Well, one left me shaken badly. I mean, literally, I was on the cusp of emptying a gun into a grizzly that was standing about 40 yards, clicking teeth and popping jowls. And then I had another one with a muskox that decided he was squared off with us, and I was worried he was going to come through us like bowling pins.
Right, and I
Wow,
believe
that's awesome. That should be a whole show.
Yeah,
Josh, you should do a whole show on that, man.
Actually, we could do a whole show with Chuck and some of his wildlife encounters that he's had. I've heard many stories over the years. He's got some very good ones.
I bet you'd get a lot of callers in. Like that I was in South Africa and got bumped by a 17-foot great white. So all of us probably have something that we could add to that show. That would be a great show.
Yeah, maybe we'll have to do that sometime this month and just see if
I've got somewhere there's a picture floating around that in the back of the group, Debbie Smokowski was with me. There was 5 of us on bikes. The guy right behind me is a firefighter out of Anchorage. He carries a 500 Smith. I carry a 44 Smith. And we were talking without moving on this muskox much. I backed up a little bit, and I thought that was a silly move on my part because when the muskox square off on each other, they back way up and then charge each other and hit. And he'd been run out of a harem group by a bigger bull. So he was not happy. We actually videoed that. We had that on video the day before while we were up searching for gold in that area. And he come around the corner and just squared off with us. And he was probably in the 50 to 60 yard range from us and just standing there. And he'd every once in a while give us a little snort. And we'd already worked out how we were going to try and handle that muskox if he charged, because I was going to drop left and Dave was going to drop right, and we were going to start trying to take him down. And the gals in the back, oh, this is so neat. We got to get in there getting pictures. And I'm like, shh, just relax. And finally he dropped and put his head kind of down and wandered off. And I sat there. It wasn't that neat. No, it wasn't neat. And Dave turned around. No, it wasn't neat. You don't know what they can do. And this isn't the cattle yard,
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
wow.
and much like with your close call with that 17-foot great white, Steve, you've had some close calls, and Chuck has definitely had some close calls. I mean, borderline harrowing wildlife encounters, but really great stories.
Yeah, I think that'd be a very cool show. No one's ever done that.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, we'll have to. I'll set that up. We'll do that this month and see if we can get other people to share some of their wildlife encounters, because I know some of them that I've heard from Chuck over the years have been. They're great to listen to. They're great stories around the campfire, but I don't think I would want to experience them from his perspective.
Oh. No, I feel blessed. I've been through a lot of different things over the years in firefighting and emergency services and other things that have happened to me and wildlife encounters, and I walked away. I was very fortunate on every one of them, and but the wildlife ones, I had a seal scare the daylights out of me. They're big. I didn't realize they're that.
I remember
they're
that
about
story.
3 feet from you. They're huge. And things like that, but it's a lot of fun, and you get to travel, and you go out to these places on the edge, like Steve out there in the water when great whites around, and I had a killer whale scare the daylights out of me in Nome, so I was diving at the time on a dredge end, and one cruised by, and
I remember that. Yeah,
that rattled me too.
Yeah, the crew on the surface got a little talking to from Chuck after that, saying, you guys should have gave me a heads up about that.
Yeah, and it wasn't for radio audiences either, to repeat it.
No.
But other than that, yep, it's been good, and I've been very blessed to be able to go to the places I have, and a wife that lets me do it. And she just got back from Sweden. She was over in Sweden and Denmark and had a great trip, and then she actually found a lasered metal detector called a shadow, and it folds up, and sees its shadow, I guess. I don't know. I took a picture of it and put it online. That was kind of cool. She found that and brought it to me. She said, here, this reminded me of you.
Yeah, it was very cool.
So it's been a lot of fun, and Steve, and all your finds and where you've been, and you travel a lot too, so you've had encounters. And Mark, he's out running around a lot. I'm sure he's got something to say about running into something down. At least in Florida, they got more critters than I care to think about anymore with all the snakes and bears and big cats that they got down in southern Florida.
Oh, I'm not even.
I was just talking to. Do you guys know Chris Fur? Do you know who he is?
That sounds very
singer.
Familiar.
Yeah, he's a detectorist, and he's a singer. He's out in would it be Eastern NC?
Oh, okay. All right.
Yep. And they're having a big problem with sharks out there right now. Apparently, there was a young girl that got her leg bit off last week.
Oh.
And because the great whites are in that area. People don't realize, like, all along the coast there, up to Cape Cod, there's like big great whites that come in.
Yeah, absolutely. The a couple of years ago, I was out there in Cape Cod doing some water hunting with Leighton, and the day before we were leaving, I mean, I'm burnt to a crisp. My legs all tore up, and I'm still out in the water hunting and bleeding. And we find out that there was a hammerhead sighted like 5 or 10 miles from us. And people are saying, "Aren't you concerned about that?" I said, "No, I'm not really too worried about the hammerhead." But I found out after we came out of the water that the surrounding area beaches had been closed that weekend due to great white sightings. And I'm now that concerns me, because everybody's seen Jaws. A great white will come up and take a chunk out of you just to see what you taste like.
Yeah, it's a whole different perspective when you're in the water with them.
Absolutely. I mean, but you got to remember, you're in their domain.
Oh yeah, you're. If they decide to do whatever they want to do, you don't have a choice.
No,
I see that.
No.
Mark, with his, it says it's the gators down there that give them the most problems.
Oh man.
Exactly. I mean, now you're talking, and a lot of people don't realize this, but now you're talking about a multi-terrain creature, amphibious and land, and on land, they can reach speeds of 35 miles an hour if they decide to go after you. Something to watch
Top
for.
speed for man is 21 to 22 mile an hour. You're going to lose if you're too close.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, in my situation, I'm not going to be able to outrun one, so if it decides it wants to, come up and get a close look at me and say hello and maybe take a leg or something, I guess I'm going to have to let him have it.
Yep. Years ago when we hunted in Alaska, now this is not detecting, this was hunting, and we had tags and stuff, and we had to sit down and do a class DNR, and the guy, he kept reminding you, he says, I want you to remember a grizzly bear can run 45 miles per hour, and I want you to remember they go from 0 to 45 miles per hour in 0.6 of a second. And he said, the last statement I want you to understand, that's up a mountain.
Yeah, exactly. And I believe I've even heard you mention on a few times that you've had them, well within distance where that's just way too close if they decide to come after you.
Friends of mine up in the Nome area I ran around with, if they spotted one at a quarter mile, we stopped and sometimes turned, because they'll smell you. They'll even come toward you. And then the other thing, when you go north of Nome and you start getting up past Prince Rupert, they've got polar bears. And I haven't ever run into one. I haven't even seen one, but once, twice a year, there's some running around down there. They actively will hunt you. You're on their food chain.
Wow.
So, when you get out to these outlying places for gold, or you're going into some swamps to look for old Civil War stuff, Barb, be aware of what's in there between the snakes and critters and bugs and all that kind of stuff. Be prepared for it.
Yeah. Are you guys familiar with the Ocala National Forest in Florida?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, on March 5th in 2017, we were down there, and there's an area there where we go in and dive, and there's, if you know the systems there, they're spring-fed systems, and if you go down into the springs, it'll go into a caving system. So on March 5th, you can Google this, 2017, at a place called Silver Glen Springs. We were there. They pulled out, I believe it was a 13-foot gator. A 13-foot gator out of there, and we were just in the hole where they pulled it out of.
Wow. Now, how'd you like to try and wrestle with that thing?
I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it, because we were there like a couple days before, and then we were in the area, and that news came out, and you can Google it. You can look at it. 13-foot gator at Silver Glen Springs, and you just don't know. You got to be so careful in the water, on land, up north, wherever. Especially when you're detecting, because you got your headphones on, you're always looking down, you're concentrating on the tones and signals in the ground, and you kind of lose touch a little bit. That's why you should always keep your headphones one on, one off.
Yep.
Well, when you're down in the Southwest and you're hunting gold, that's why they sell the Rattler brand, or the Rattler line, only with one earmuff.
Oh, I didn't know that. They're called Rattler brand, Chuck?
Oh,
well,
Rattlers.
They're Detector Pro Rattlers.
Detector Pro Rattler.
Oh, that's good to know. I'm my next article I'm doing in American Digger magazine is about underwater headphones and headphones for detectors. So I got to check that one out.
Yeah, they're actually, you would think, being only one earmuff, that it would be a little uncomfortable or something, but they are actually very, very comfortable. I've got a pair myself. Still very good audio out of them.
Nice. Hey, I don't want to take up the phone line, guys, but I'm looking forward to coming back on and talking about the book.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we want to hear about the book, and I'll be talking with you. PM me again on what I've got to do there, okay?
Yeah, that would be awesome. I really appreciate it, Chuck. And Josh, really appreciate all the encouragement. I had no idea what was involved in writing a book. Oh my God. But I got her done.
That's usually what I hear from the others that embark on that sort of journey. Randy Barnhouse pretty much said the same thing when he did his first book.
Yeah, and I decided that I really wanted to do a good job with it, so I went with really high definition photography in it. I hired an artist.
Nice.
To do the art, and a lot of the art I don't think has ever been created. Like, I've got people dive detecting in there, and there's there's some great diagrams, and then it's a step-by-step guide on ring finding, which hasn't come out yet for anybody. So I think people will really enjoy it. I'm really hoping so.
Oh, I'm sure they will. I know I will.
I will.
And I'm sure that there'll be even some references to Ryan in the book as well.
Yeah, I gave him a couple.
Right.
Good,
I mean, he would have rode me if I didn't. I mean, Ryan's probably one of the best ring finders that I've ever met. So I, definitely gotta give him some kudos in there. But I mean, hey, like Chuck and yourself, Josh, you guys are awesome detectorists, and I know a lot of the people listening tonight are fantastic out there. We're very blessed to be around such a great group of people that are great detectorists. So I'm pretty honored to be able to write a book that everybody can read.
Cool.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Thank you. That was very nice.
Yeah.
Okay, gentlemen, I'm going to let you go. And, I'm going to put a couple copies aside for you guys, and then we'll give some more away on the show.
All right. Sounds like a plan, Steve.
Okay, guys, have a great night.
You too. Stay safe up there.
Okay. Yeah, take care.
He's always got some pretty good stories himself, Chuck.
Well, I'll tell you what, getting nudged by a great white would probably leave stain in the ocean with me.
Right? Yeah, may have to change your suit.
Yep. I've had, like I said, I've had some experiences that you can walk away laughing because it was nothing that much, but a couple of them literally left me shaking. So, thinking, what if?
Yeah, absolutely. I remember the one there with the Grizzly when you were on the Honda ATV left you pretty shaken up.
That's the one that shook me up, and I still remember the one lady when we got back to the camp. She come up, "Did you get any pictures?" No.
Right.
No, I didn't. That's exactly how I expressed it, but no, I didn't.
Right. Pictures were the last thought in your mind at that point.
Right. So, anyway, your system seems to be working. You're clear. And I'll back out of here. And, Mark, I'll be talking to you. If you're really interested in going with me up there, we'll chat. And it'll be a good trip. So, Josh, it's good to hear you back on the air again. And hope things all work out there for you guys.
Yeah, us too. Definitely. Well, thanks for the call, Chuck.
Okay, sir. Have a great night.
You too.
Talk to you later.
We'll see you.
Bye-bye.
Well, there you go. Chuck Smalley as well. Man with the plan, a dealer of choice, shooters and prospectors. And he is a multi-line dealer carrying XP, MineLab, Nokta Macro, Garrett, Detector Pro, many, many other different items as well. So, very, very good to hear from him as well as Steve. Whether they made it through or we had to pull them in, either way, we got them. And I see that Mike is also in the chat. Welcome aboard, buddy. Also, now, I guess, is as good of time as any. I did see early on there in the chat while we were discussing the wildlife encounters, which, speaking of which, I'll have to go back and try to find that video. And maybe I'll put that back out on the Beyond Sight and Sound page tonight after the show, because that was a very good story that Chuck had shared that night, where I just clipped that part out of the show and uploaded that as a Beyond Sight and Sound highlight, the wildlife encounters. So we'll see how things go. I will try to track that down. But also, for those who had been interacting in the chat while I was on the call, you may have noticed there is another gentleman in... Oh, welcome to Brian, Metal Detecting Connecticut. Actually, speaking of Brian, I haven't got a picture of that to post up yet. Brian has recently gotten himself some stickers for the Metal Detecting Connecticut Facebook group. And I'm sure that if any of you are members of the Metal Detecting Connecticut Facebook group and would like to get your hands on a sticker, because, some of us do like stickers, I'm sure if you go over to the group, you find Brian, you send him a message, and if you ask very, very nicely, he may even offer to trade one with you, or maybe he'll even send you one. I'm sure, though, if you're somebody that has stickers for your group, your YouTube channel, or something like that, obviously it would be nice to reciprocate and return the favor. Definitely. Don't like sneaky snakes. Right. But yeah, while we were on the phone with Chuck and Steve, I did see there was another gentleman in the chat. First time into the chat, Tom was in there. He may still be in there. So, welcome aboard to Tom for one of the live run shows. And for those who don't know, you may have seen me posting yesterday or the day before about a new YouTube channel, relatively new YouTube channel, smaller YouTube channel, however you want to word it, called River Styx Outdoors. And it's hard to kind of convey through the show, so we're talking like Greek mythology River Styx, Styx. So maybe people can find it that way. Search YouTube for River Styx Outdoors, and if you haven't checked out his channel already, go over, check it out, give him a sub, leave a comment on a video, let him know that you heard about it here beyond Sight and Sound if you'd like. Mention us, don't mention us, the choice is entirely up to you. Either way, we have the links in the show description tonight for River Styx Outdoors on YouTube and River Styx Outdoors Facebook page. New Facebook page, just got it up and going this morning, actually. There's Tom in the chat. Yeah, he's dropping the link for his YouTube in there now, and as quick as he is, he'll probably be dropping the link for his Facebook page as well. If you haven't went over and checked out his Facebook page yet, you don't know about it, go over, give it a like, let him know you heard about it here beyond Sight and Sound if you'd like, or even heard about it through Ohio Metal Detecting. Not a whole lot on the page yet. It's a work in progress. But, hey, if you like it, throw it a like. You can like and follow then, and then you won't miss any notifications of things going on over there with the Beyond with the River Styx Outdoors Facebook page. Tom's definitely very energetic about the hobby, and he definitely gets around the country. We'll put it that way. But, really, really great guy to talk to. Definitely got some good stories himself. Who knows? Maybe we can even get him on the show, some Sunday night or something to, discuss some of his experiences with everyone, or even just mention his YouTube channel. So, with that in mind, those that saw the promo tonight may have noticed, if you were reading, that who wants to win a $100 gift card? Tune in for details. Well, I haven't mentioned anything about it until now, right? Those two links play a major, major part in that. It's not my contest. I am just helping to promote River Styx Outdoors, their YouTube channel and things like that, because he's a great guy to speak with and trying to grow his YouTube channel. So we figured we'd see if we can send him some subs. I know many of you in the chat are on YouTube, some of you are even YouTube creators. We're uploading videos. Usually lately, mine have just been archives of the show. But we do upload videos. And speaking of which, I guess I'll be uploading another video here soon. Speaking of River Styx Outdoors, he recently ran a contest for a MineLab Profine 35 pen pointer. And wouldn't you know it, somehow I was fortunate enough to win that pen pointer. So we'll probably put up a little YouTube video about the pen pointer, maybe a little bit of a review on it, and a shout out to River Styx Outdoors, obviously. It's the right thing to do, right? Anyway, those who had been through the contest with Beyond Sight and Sound for the Nokta Macro Pulse Dive, you know how we kept saying, you gotta read the post. You have to read it carefully. You have to follow the rules. Because if you don't follow the rules, if you cut corners, well, we can't validate your entry. So unfortunately, with the Pulse Dive contest, some people's entries, not many, but some people, we weren't able to validate in time of the drawing, so they kind of missed out. Same concept, same principle. River Styx Outdoors is excited to announce a contest for a $100 Visa gift card. How cool is that? Not only is he doing one $100 gift card, he's doing 3 of them. So 3 people could win a $100 gift card. It's really easy to do. All you have to do is go over to the River Styx Outdoors YouTube channel. The link's in the chat. The link's in the description. It'll be in the description when we carry this over to YouTube. You have to subscribe, like, comment, read. I can't stress this enough. Read the description. Follow the rules, watch the video, read the description carefully. Because there again, just like the contest Beyond Sight and Sound ran on the page, it's being monitored. If you don't follow the rules, then your entry can't be validated. And then you may lose out. And who wouldn't like the chance to win a $100 gift card? I can't think of anybody that I mean, who in their right mind would say, no, not for me, no, I'm not interested. Come on, it's easy to enter. And while you're there, check out some of the other videos from River Styx Outdoors. He's got some metal detecting videos up there. He is an outdoor enthusiast. He's got some ATV videos out there. And if you're into cooking, you know, he's even got a little bit of videos up there on cooking too. So it's proving to be a very diverse channel, very versatile. The videos are very well done, good audio, good video, and they're short. They're not really all that long. Most of his videos are only just I'm going to say less than 10 minutes to watch. Maybe there's a few up there that they may be right around 20, 30 minutes of some of his hunt videos. Many different locations. You know, you may find that he's digging in the dirt. You may find that he's digging in the sand on the beach. Something to think about. Go ahead, check out River Styx Outdoors on YouTube, on Facebook. Like I said, leave a comment. Let him know you heard. Let him know you heard about it right here, Beyond Sight and Sound. If you'd like. I mean, it's always nice to know where people are coming from, so to speak. And if you like the channel, subscribe, leave him a comment, and while you're there, what's it hurt to take a couple of minutes and get yourself entered into his latest giveaway? Which, that contest, that giveaway, you'll see there, it's his most recent video. He just uploaded it yesterday. Everything is explained right there, and the contest will run until July 4th. So you've got plenty of time. Get over there, check it out, see what you think. I think we're going to see some good things coming from River Styx Outdoors, some good videos, good content, and he's just, like I said, generally all-around great guy to speak with, very friendly, very energetic about the hobby. We've talked quite a bit here the last few days, and like I said, I'll be getting a video up soon myself of the MineLab Profine 35 that I won on his last giveaway. Actually, I think he may have even mentioned his giveaway last night. For those who follow the YouTube live streams, he did drop into Flash in Your Pan. And I believe he announced the giveaway last night over there, and even announced who the winner was of his giveaway that just ended, the beginning of the week, I believe it was. Sunday night. Sunday night is when it ended. And here it is. Tuesday night, because it was last night, he's already uploaded a video with another giveaway. He's not backed by, sponsored by anything, nothing like that. This is all just on him. Thought, hey, it'd be cool, maybe a neat way to kind of grow the channel and people get an opportunity to win something that, who knows? Maybe they can put it to good use for whatever their particular situation is. Put it towards a new pinpointer for yourself, or get yourself a tank of gas, or whatever. I mean, it's $100 gift card, And who's going to turn down a free chance of $100? And all you got to do is follow the rules. That's it. Plain and simple. Just go over, read the description, and I'll do one better, actually. For those who have been on the Beyond Sight and Sound, Metal Detecting Beyond Sight and Sound Facebook group, our t-shirt appreciation giveaway, they'll see that the prizes in this round is another peace dollar, and then another lucky winner will walk away with another copper round. This time, though, instead of our Blackbeard round, we do have a Megalodon copper round up. With Steve talking about the 17-foot great white that bumped him in the water, the first person listening to tonight's show, anybody that's listening to tonight's show, the first person that can actually go over and like the River Styx Outdoors Facebook page, and then go over, subscribe to his YouTube channel, get yourself entered into contest, confirm your entry, and as soon as he can confirm that information, the person that did it, they can get in contact with me too. And as long as I can confirm that they were the first one from tonight's show to do that, if they get me their address, I'll ship them out one of the Megalodon copper rounds. So, hey, you get to go over, you get a like a new page, you get to subscribe to a nice YouTube channel from a really great guy, and get yourself entered in a $100 contest, a chance at $100, And regardless of whether or not you win the contest, you've already got a gift coming to you, because I'll pitch in a Megalodon copper round for the first person that's able to read, follow the rules, and get themselves entered in the contest, as well as like the new Facebook page of River Styx Outdoors. I will personally send them a Megalodon round. Megalodon copper round, the copper bullion. So, yeah, it may not seem like something real big for some people, but, some people really do like those copper rounds. They do. They look pretty cool. And especially with Steve talking about the 17-foot great white a little bit, what better way to kind of tie everything together than to throw a Megalodon round into the mix? Right? Definitely a cool copper round. And if you are a member of the Metal Detecting Beyond Sight and Sound Facebook group, you can find the the appreciation contest for those that have the shirts, and see a picture of the Megalodon copper rounds over there. Very cool round. And, just a small token, a way to say, hey, attaboy, or girl, if you happen to be the first one to like the Facebook page and get yourself entered in the contest, and we're listening to tonight's live run here on Spreaker. Either you can send me a message, or River Styx Outdoors can get in contact with me to let me know who had done both of those, and I can send you a message to confirm, and we'll get your shipping address, and we'll get that copper round out to you. Just a little way to say thanks, attaboy, attagirl, whatever, and show our support for River Styx Outdoors. Great guy to speak with, good videos. Hopefully he keeps up the good work over there. His channel is growing. Continued success to him. And, like I said, we were kind of on to something tonight. Sometime this month, maybe even the next show, who knows? We'll go ahead, we'll set aside time, we'll dedicate an episode to nothing but wildlife encounters, stories that you've got to share with people from when you were out in the field. I'll see what I can do. Hopefully we can get the Skype hiccup straightened out, or we'll be able to pull you in one way or the other. Communications are still a little sketchy apparently, but they're working on it. They're getting the kinks smoothed out, and we'll see how it goes from there. So I guess the main thing is, at least the audio's clear. It sounds like we are back up and running again. We got a little bit of a snafu with Skype, but we'll work on it. We'll get through it one way or the other. Many of you that have listened to the other episodes of Beyond Sight and Sound, we've been there before. We'll get through this too. We get through the other hiccups. So we've gotten that out of the way. And other than that, we definitely wanted to make sure and mention River Styx Outdoors and their YouTube channel and what they're doing over there with their contest, because it's definitely pretty cool to see. Definitely cool to see what's going on. And actually, as we're sitting here chatting, I don't know. Not sure what happened here. Either way, it looks like, as we are sitting here chatting, I am getting communication from River Styx Outdoors. And, yeah, maybe I will double check with him after the show, but it looks like while I've been talking, the listeners have been very busy. They've been industrious. Always good to see. I guess when there's booty on the line to be had, there's prices to be had. You guys and gals are pretty quick at the draw. So hopefully that is awesome. That's good to see. hopefully everyone is showing their support for River Styx Outdoors as well. Definitely a great group of people in the chat. Nice. Yes, I am getting a number of messages now. So it looks like I'm not real sure. I'll confirm after I go off air, but it sounds like there could be a little bit of a package going out to a pirate in North Carolina. Which I guess shouldn't surprise me, because she does pay quite a bit of attention to detail. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, like I said, after the show, I will go ahead and confirm and get in contact with those that the person that I need to get in contact with, and we'll get things taken care of. So, for everyone else, if you enjoyed the show tonight, make sure and throw us a like. You can follow us right here on Spreaker. You can follow us on Ohio Metal Detecting over on YouTube. While you're over there, check out River Styx Outdoors. You can follow us on the Beyond Sight and Sound page on Facebook, Metal Detecting Beyond Sight and Sound Facebook group, Mindlab CTX 3030 users Facebook group, Garrett AT Max users Facebook group, Mindlab Equinox users Facebook group, and don't forget Ohio Relic Hunters and Dirt Pirates Detecting, because I also am very active over there when I can, and many of the other wonderful Facebook groups out there that do allow us to post the podcast each and every night that we are here on Spreaker. Always appreciated. A lot of great groups out there, a lot of great people out there, and it's just awesome to be a part of this great community. So, I think that's pretty much it for tonight. Check out the podcast on all the wonderful distribution podcast services, and until the next one, we'll see everyone else on the pages. Have a wonderful evening, folks. We're out of here.